Hi guys, today we are joined with two representatives from the Trauma Intervention Program of Southern Nevada, otherwise known as TIP. And they are a nonprofit organization providing immediate on-scene support to victims of crisis. Sounds intense. All right, so meet Jill and AJ. Tell me about you guys. What do you do? What is the organization about? And then we're going to get into even deeper stuff. I'll start with Jill.
Sure. So the Trauma Intervention Program, we've been in Clark County here for 32 years.
Wow.
And we work with all of the emergency response agencies here in Clark County. So that's all of the fire departments, all of the police departments, most of the hospitals. And they're able to call our volunteers onto scenes of tragedy, usually after a death takes place, where our volunteers are able to provide emotional and practical support to family members, friends, witnesses, bystanders who are there on the scene.
Ooh, wow. And you're one of those people taking the phone call?
Yeah, we have, right now, we have 55 volunteers who respond out to those scenes where they're able to sit with folks in the midst of their crisis and provide support.
How do you do that? That's just, wow. I am just, And for example, what made you even get into this? Or what is the...
So a lot of us are drawn to volunteering in this type of situation because we like to be there to support others when it matters. A lot of us have been through our own struggles or trauma or crisis, and we know what it's like to walk through it, and we like to be there for others.
Wow. Okay, let's say you get that phone call right now, and it's obviously whatever happens in a regular one of those phone calls that you guys get. Then what? What do you say? What do you do?
So we get the phone call, and our volunteers put great emphasis on getting to the scene as quickly as possible.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually responding in person. When they arrive, they're going to be there while the emergency responders are still there, processing the scene or working whatever the crisis is. So our volunteers immediately go to the citizens who are there, family members, friends, like I said, the witnesses or the bystanders. Mm-hmm. And everyone's needs are different in a crisis time. And our volunteers go through training in order to help them determine exactly what kind of assistance the people need, whether it's emotional, practical, a combination of both. There's various skills that our volunteers use to figure out exactly what someone needs.
Wow, and how do you get home, and how do you get back to normal after that? You just witnessed so much trauma, and how do you...
We all have our different, we focus a lot on self-care, and we support each other a lot with our self-care. So we debrief with each other after every single call that we have. So we talk through what happened, how did it go, and how did it impact us. And then we go home, and we many of us have our own little self-care rituals.
What's yours?
I have a salt scrub or sugar scrub, and I like to go and wash my hands. I do a long hand wash, and I envision everything getting off of me. So I do a physical and emotional cleansing.
Emotional. How do we go about doing that? Like emotional cleansing? Do you just go in nature alone and reflect, pray?
We all have different things that works for us. Personally, I like to travel and actually break. But yeah, we change the scenery, change the pace. A lot of us have our own therapists and our support groups. But yeah, everyone has a different process. Something that works for me may not work for Jill. Something that works for Jill may not work for me. We all have our own different puzzle pieces.
What about you, Jill? How do you
I would
decompress?
say I have a really deep gratitude practice and being just thankful when I'm leaving a call. I am grateful that I get to go home to my loved ones and I'm able to maintain my health. And so I think of those things that I am grateful for. That's big for me.
That is beautiful, actually. Thinking about I got to help this person.
Yeah.
It actually helps you heal as well from that same
Absolutely.
impact and trauma.
Absolutely.
That is beautiful. I admire people that have such big hearts like you guys. What's the worst thing a well-meaning person can say in that moment?
I have one in my mind. You probably have a few in yours. I'm going to say, I know how you feel. Because no one really truly knows how someone feels who's going through a crisis. Even if you've been through something similar or even the exact same scenario, everyone reacts differently, everyone grieves differently. So saying, I know how you feel, takes the focus off of what that person is going through and puts the focus on you. And we don't want to do that. We want to completely focus on that person in front of us and what they're going through. That's one of the things.
One of the ones that, the top two that just come to my mind right away is they're in a better place. No, the better place is here with me, is how many people feel in the moment. So that's one of the first ones that comes to my mind. And another one is, I see it a lot with children, is not allowing them to have their feelings and their own emotions. Like if a child is crying, especially a male child, they'll say, man up, toughen up, be strong for your family. And no, this is an appropriate time to be emotional and have your emotions and
And leave it out.
experience that. Yeah. And when we do suppress too many emotions, that can lead us to many other problems down the road in our lives. So, we're learning that it's much better to express those emotions rather than to stuff them. And when I was younger, we did stuff a lot of emotions, and I think we're learning that that's maybe not the best thing to do.
That is so beautiful. Amazing answers, you guys. I'm like, yes, I agree with that cliche. It always annoyed me when people were like, oh, no.
You really don't.
You're not me.
Yeah.
You really know.
Yeah.
What's your personal connection to the Greek festival?
So the Greek festival is very citizen focused, very community focused, and so are we. And so partnering together just makes sense. This is our first time here, so we're excited to be here. We're excited to be invited in. Yes, yes.
Do you have a booth?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So we're excited to be here and excited to partner and give back to the community, just like the Greek Food Fest is known for.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you excited too?
I am. I'm very excited to be able to participate and be involved on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Nice. And what is the booth? Are you guys bringing? I'm noticing some awesome materials, marketing materials. Very nice. What should people expect, and how can they get involved? How can they reach you? All of that good stuff. Let's see. Where do we start? How can,
So we are always looking for volunteers. And so if this resonates with anyone and they're thinking, how can I become involved in this organization as a volunteer? You can reach out to us via our website at tipoflasvegas.org or by phone, 702-229-0426. Or we will have a spot at the fest itself, so we'll have people that can answer questions and be available over
amazing.
there. Yeah.
That is amazing. And if you could finish this sentence, people don't realize that. How would you finish that sentence in regards to your organization? People don't realize.
I've got one.
Okay.
The power of compassionate presence. Being there matters. Being there matters more than knowing the right thing to say or knowing the right thing to do. Just showing up even if you don't know. It's okay.
Even a hug.
even a
at
hug.
the right time.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's perfect. I like that.
I don't know if we can top that.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
Is there a question you wish I had asked that I haven't?
No, I think you've covered things. You've been, yeah.
Is that, yeah. I'm trying to think if there is anything else that we can add. We can always edit things in. Just
Okay.
So if there is editing, a question I like is what is your favorite way to make an impact, or what is your favorite way
Okay.
that that we, touch the community, or what's your favorite memory from a call or something like that? Because I want to hear Jill's answer.
Well, I would steer clear from memory from a call.
Yeah, because
I
that could be too buzzy.
We
We don't want to have anything personal.
Yeah.
A
But
good thing I didn't ask, because I was going to ask, what was the most recent, most impactful story? So that would have you would have had to talk about a real life
yeah.
example, so probably not.
Well, we could talk about the different kinds of scenarios that we go on without being very specific.
Okay.
So last year, we responded out to almost 2,000 scenes here in Clark County. So that's 5 to 6 times a day that our volunteers are out there. And I don't think people realize how much tragedy there is in our own backyard every day. Oof. And the types of calls that we send our volunteers out on range from, like I said before, most of them are death related. So the newsworthy homicides and motor vehicle fatalities, but also the quiet in-home, one person wakes up in the morning and their loved one doesn't. And so we're out for those types of scenes. We're also going into hospitals where maybe the trajectory of someone's life has been changed by a motor vehicle accident, where maybe they're now paralyzed, and they and their families are trying to learn now how to live differently with what's going on. So those are just a few different types of scenarios that we respond out to.
Wow. Do you also respond out to military accidents, military-related incidents, or?
We don't respond out to the
Okay,
base.
so the base, no?
They have their own
Yeah, because
their own programs. But obviously, if someone is with the military outside of the base, we're probably going to be there. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And what was the question that you had for Jill?
It's probably something I'll ask her later. I like the way that that we're able to touch people, and it's amazing the way that when others are in tragedy, even at the end, they just look at you and they say, "Thank you for being here."
Yeah.
They think of us even in the midst of their crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what made you guys get into this? You were like, oh, how can I, what was it? Like, how did you get into this?
I think AJ said it, but you want to make a difference, like a palpable difference. And doing something like this, I remember my very first call that I went out on, and I walked into this home, and this family needed someone to be there. And I was able to slip in, answer their questions, provide support, be that emotional shoulder for them to lean on. And when I walked out that front door, I thought, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be, because in these situations, people truly need someone to be there. And it's nice to be able to make such a big impact.
Yes. And that energy transfer, do you ever feel like, do you receive that sadness after a moment like
Sure.
that? Like,
I think,
I would be a train wreck.
Yeah.
I would be there crying more than them. I don't know if that would be helpful. So you do have to have not only emotional intelligence, I'm assuming, you
Yeah.
also have to have the strength to be able to stay strong and just kind of, not show too much emotion.
You can cry when you leave.
It would be devastating to see a mom lose their child.
That's hard.
That moment.
It's hard. Well, and we can show emotion. We can cry, but just not to the point where they're now comforting us. But I think, shedding a tear shows people that we're human too, and that this is an emotional time, and I think it's okay.
Well, you ladies, I admire you both very much.
Thank you.
It's very rewarding. It is. It's hard work, but it's rewarding because you know that you show up when many people can't or won't.
What is like the worst? The worst that's ever, can you even give an example of the worst you've ever experienced?
How about 1 October?
1 October.
The mass casualty situation that happened here, where
Is that the one with the Mandalay Bay?
yes, I can say that we were there. We were heavily
Jill
involved
was.
in
I
that.
wasn't a member yet.
Yeah, we were heavily involved in that response. But I would say if you're asking what the worst is, that would be the worst. Yeah.
Oh, so you just rushed there, you went.
We had volunteers at all of the hospitals, at the scene, at the police headquarters, at a variety of different places within the valley. And we were providing support for days following. It was an intense time.
Yeah, so not only at the scene, you also followed them to the hospital, you also went to their homes, you also took the whole, pretty much, a long journey.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is heavy. Well, I don't know how to end this because it's, oh my God, it's a very intense endeavor.
One of the things I focus on is I do nights, so I talk a lot about night. Is we are 24/7, 365.
Holidays, Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, I come and see people on their darkest night, and I don't focus on the darkness. I focus on the tiny little spark of light that I can bring into the darkness. That's what I can do. I can't fix it, I can't make it better, but I can bring a tiny spark of light in. That's what we can do.
How does that spark of light look like for someone who just lost their parents and they are paralyzed?
You can't fix it, but you can support. And if you're not there, they have no one. They'd be alone otherwise.
Making it just a little bit easier for them to go through that time.
And what do you even tell them?
Sometimes there are.
17, you can't walk anymore, your parents are not here, you don't have any other relatives. But where's the spark?
That's when you sit with them and you just sit in it with them. You're in that pit of pain and they have someone beside them that can hold their hand or just be present. And it really makes a difference.
We are so happy to have you guys at the Greek Festival and introduce you to our community and how can we've already covered how we can reach you and how we can volunteer, and we're looking forward to seeing you at the booth.
We'll be there.
Festival.
Thank you so much.